Israel launches total assault on all fronts. The Middle East is ablaze. Israel has launched a total assault on all fronts in the Middle East. IDF fighter jets are bombing Syria and extending nearly 2,000 kilometers to strike multiple targets in Yemen. Israel attacks 4 countries and territories simultaneously. The current situation in the Middle East appears to be quite chaotic, as Israel is conducting many hard military maneuvers with no intention of stopping. On September 29, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, bombed 4 countries and territories at the same time, including the Palestinian Gaza Strip, Lebanon, Yemen, and Syria. Due to the distance of nearly 2,000 kilometers between Yemen and Israel, with many countries in between, the Houthis have virtually no way to retaliate directly on land. However, on September 28, the Houthis used hypersonic missiles to attack Israel's Ben Gurion International Airport, allegedly as part of a plot to assassinate Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In response to the public attacks by the Houthis, the Israeli government decided to retaliate. On September 29, the Israeli Air Force bombed the Yemeni province of Hudaida, an area controlled by the armed Houthi forces. Israeli aircraft accurately struck targets such as the port of Hudaida, Rice Port, Cully Power Plant, and Ras Quzayb. Explosions continuously occurred at fuel storage tanks in the area controlled by the Houthis. This is the second time the Israeli Air Force has targeted Houthi positions in Yemen. Similar to the previous occasion, the Israeli Air Force has been accused of bombing a significant number of livelihood, civilian, and infrastructure targets of the Yemenis. The reason for this bombing by Israel is to retaliate against the Houthi armed forces' launch of hypersonic missiles aimed at eliminating the head of the Israeli state. To bomb the Houthis in Yemen, Israeli F-15I and F-35I fighter jets must fly about 5,000 kilometers round-trip, a long-distance flight requiring continuous in-flight refueling and approval from the countries along the flight path. The Houthi forces in Yemen have a relatively strong air defense network. They also claim to have shot down at least 11 MQ-9 drones, causing significant losses to the U.S. military. To counter the enemy's air defense, during the second attack, Israel did not dare to be complacent and attack from outside the range of the Houthis' air defense fire. The IDF stated that on September 29, dozens of Israeli military aircraft, including fighter jets, refueling planes, and reconnaissance aircraft, attacked the ports of Hodeidah and Ras Isa in Yemen, as well as nearby areas controlled by the armed Houthi forces. The airstrikes aimed to respond to recent Houthi attacks on Israel. The Times of Israel reported that the location of the attack was about 1,800 kilometers from Israel. Since the outbreak of a new cycle of conflict between the Palestinians and Israel last October, Houthi armed forces in Yemen have repeatedly used missiles and drones to attack the southern Israeli port city of Eilat and the Red Sea, in an effort to pressure Israel to cease its military operations in the Gaza Strip. Additionally, they have used missiles to target vessels linked to Israel and the West in the Red Sea region. Is Israel targeting the brother of the Syrian president? Syria and Israel are hostile, but in the conflict between the Palestinians and Israel, the Syrian government has always maintained a neutral stance and does not wish to go to war with Israel. They want to focus on resolving the domestic civil war and the insurgent issue first. However, Israel not only frequently conducts airstrikes in Syria but is also accused of starting to assassinate military commanders of the Syrian government. According to the New Arab newspaper and Israeli sources, the target is said to be Mar al-Assad, the younger brother of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The attack occurred while Mar was negotiating with senior officials of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and the Israeli military intended that no one escape. Israel has also stated that Mar, the brother of President Assad, has deep ties with the IRGC. This incident could confirm the intelligence information that the Israeli government received, which appears to be quite accurate. It should also be noted that there seem to be traitors in Iran and Syria, who are the most critical factors for the success of Israeli attacks. However, the person assassinated this time is Mar, a key figure in the Syrian military and commander of the 4th Armored Division. The Syrian government forces are not involved in the Israel-Hamas or Israel-Hezbollah wars, but the Israeli government has no intention of letting Syria remain neutral. Now, the Israel Defense Forces are attacking everywhere, simply not giving their opponents a chance to survive. The war between the Arabs and Israel continues, ultimately resulting in life and death.